Trip's coming to a close, going to a coffee shop, and I'm going to take you with. We're going to talk about how well this trip has gone so far, since I didn't take as many vlogs as I wanted to this whole time.
What? Here's some beat. Here's some beat. Fuck.
So I'm leaving in 8 days now. And yeah, I've mainly been so focused on blending in and meeting people here and learning Spanish that I haven't recorded a lot, or I've been a little camera shy in public. But I'm really impressed with Colombia. Really love the people here. I feel like family values in general are just much more important here. So there's less toxicity in families. Every country has its problems, of course. There's definitely problems here too. But having American dollars, at least a few, has led to being really comfortable here. Food, drinks, people, everything's affordable. I'd say about a quarter of the price, maybe even a tenth. What's also kind of funny is a month really wasn't even long enough to explore this city. There's 4 million people here. I'm from Orlando. Orlando has 1.5 million people. And I've only seen maybe 2% of the city. Like a small section of downtown Poblado, which is the nicest area. But I'm staying in Laurelus because it was cheaper. It's still very safe here. And I just haven't even got to do that much. From being shy about not knowing the language or just not knowing what to do in general. So studying Spanish quite a bit and then coming back looks like a good move. So just had a great late lunch and headed home. I don't have cell service anymore. Verizon wants about $800 for being abroad, even though they promised that the plan I bought included international service. That's the only reason I switched in the first place. Pretty funny. I'm gonna have to switch carriers when I get home. But yeah, I'm just walking home in the rain. Don't have cell service, so I just looked at the map, and I know that I live right by a certain church, so I can just make my way home. It's been a peaceful day. Just love the trees and plants here. You can see there's just always so much energy in this city. Not as bad as New York. Well, it is in some places. There's just so much life. Love it. It's maybe a 10-minute walk home. Nothing. Easy. Got a garden with some bamboo over here. Just barely starting to recognize the streets here. Like I saw this tree for this little bar, and I immediately knew this is my street with my apartment on it. So I just need to walk straight, and I'll get home in like 5 minutes. I think there's a school over here. Yep. Alright, it's been a couple minutes. There's my building with the roof view. Let's get up to the apartment and I'll record a little more. Explain what else I've learned here. And another view from the left side. So, I just found out that my stay at this apartment ends tonight. I am trying my iPhone camera instead of my Logitech webcam that I've been using this whole time. So, what have I learned about Colombia? Not as much as I wish I would have learned. You know, I was sick for a little while I was here, hungover, or drinking and making friends, but overall, I've had an amazing time. I learned a lot more Spanish. I went from basic greetings to being able to have regular conversations with taxi drivers and people I meet, ask them questions about their life, understand what people around me are saying in general. I definitely understand more Spanish than I can speak so far. I think that's just how it goes. You understand a lot more than you know how to speak. But I really learned that once you start understanding words and you need to form a sentence, your brain can literally just put together sentences before you even speak if you know the words you need to make that sentence. And then it becomes pretty much automatic. So I'm definitely going to learn Spanish, and I'm probably going to learn more languages after that, and I'm excited. So I definitely spent way too much money to come here, and I still have a week left before my actual flight home is. I had some work opportunities here with modeling and such, and they didn't work out like I had hoped. And I also had one remote work opportunity that also didn't work out like I had hoped. So I'm running out of funds in a foreign country, but I have one friend, Alexander. Alexander is 40 years old. He's from New York, and he moved here 10 years ago for a girl he met in New York. Came here and just decided to stay. He loved it. Earlier in his life, when he was 21, 22, he made some investments like in Peru when he was traveling, a lot like I am now. He worked at JP Morgan for many, many years and used his funds that he earned from that career to invest in land and other things in Latin America. And what he found, and what he's told me, is just that Latin America is an extremely virgin market. There's still a lot of development that it hasn't happened yet. In his case, Alexander went half and half with a friend and bought a piece of oceanside land in Peru for $10,000 total. And when a shopping mall came through to buy out the land in the area, he negotiated and he ended up selling it a few years later for $850,000. Yeah, so he shared that as an example. He's made many investments since, but Latin America is a virgin market. And if you take a business expertise from the United States down here where things are cheaper, where living expenses are cheaper, and there's just more investment opportunity overall, you can do very well. But me personally, I have business in the States, I have tickets that are unpaid, I have a product or two I need to make and ship. I have mail, bills, just things I need to take care of. And I wish I could go home now to sort it all out. Originally, I came here with a one-way ticket, but apparently that's not allowed. So at the airport, they made me buy a return flight to even be able to come here at all. And the only day I had enough money for was the 18th, which is in a week from now still. So I'm gonna go sleep in my friend's living room, even though his apartment was just robbed while he was gone. Even though it's in a very safe area, somebody opened the door and took his passports. So I'm gonna go stay there for a week and scrape by till my flight. I've got my bag paid for, I've got the flight paid for. All I need to worry about is a taxi to the airport or a bus, and I'm set. So that's the plan. What has this trip taught me? Obviously Spanish. Also, being broke in a foreign country, just this whole trip I've survived off less than $500, minus my stay and everything, which was already paid for. And that's a lot of money here, but Ubering, taxiing around, drinks, food, eating out, added up quickly. Even if meals were only $1.50, $2, I think the most I ever spent on a meal was $7. It added up. I did my best to buy groceries and still be responsible like I was at home when I lost my remote income, but nevertheless, even with being sick or not having a lot of time here, just learned so much. And I really think it would take closer to a year and a lot more money to really experience this city, because it's beautiful, it's huge, there's so many amazing people, so many clubs, bars, restaurants, parks, just endless stuff to do here. And I'm definitely coming back. But I want to see other places too. So we'll see what happens. Let me turn this fan off. We don't like background noise. But yeah, I wish I took some more videos, but I tried to catch up a little bit today and just get a few clips of the area. And I know I don't have a massive subscriber base. Most of my subscribers want to see inventions and engineering, things I did when I lived with my parents, which I am getting back into very soon. I still have a lot of inventions, but I'm in a period of my life right now where I'm experiencing life, I'm learning about people, I'm healing from a lot of past trauma and just things I've been through. So while I had an occasional cigarette or I did some drinking here and there, I've had very healthy quality food here. I've cut down my nicotine intake a lot. Slept a lot. The cigarette I had last night is getting to me. I've got the withdrawals, but I'm not giving in. And overall, I feel far healthier, and I have a lot more determination for when I get home to work very hard, because at certain points in my life already, I've made a lot of money for me. The most I made was between $6,000 and $8,000 a month flipping computers and cars, just getting very good at markets and negotiating and buying and selling. That's a skill I do have. And I'm going to sell my gaming laptop when I get home for maybe $500 and repeat, start from scratch. I paid my bills and I came here after I got a $3,500 tax return from the government. And instead of investing that in bills and continuing my business, I decided that I wanted an escape. I wanted to risk some business ideas I had here with modeling. I wanted to meet people and have this experience, and I'm really grateful I chose to come here. I got to come to Colombia. I have a passport now, so I can go anywhere in the world. I had to pull a lot of strings to get that passport at the Miami agency. Got my passport, I've got this experience, now I've traveled. I'm just so much more determined to go home, get my income together, save money, cook my own food, stop going to Starbucks and spending $15 to $20 every morning. And just, this has changed so much, because now I know I've scratched the travel itch a little bit, right? But I know that itch is gonna come back very soon. So when I get home, I can just work my butt off, save up a lot so that I never have to be broke in a country like this again, and I can truly just enjoy, go vlog, get better camera gear, and have less worries overall. I'm about to sleep on the floor in somebody's apartment who I barely know. Like, it's a miracle I scraped by, and I'm gonna get through this trip just fine. My luck has always been great, but I want to do things right next time. Not saying that doing this was wrong at all. It worked out perfectly well. That was my one beer I bought on my way home. That was like $1 here, less than $1. I'm really grateful it came. I'll say it again. The people here are so much more kind. It's beautiful. There's still a lot to learn. But yeah, Medellin, Colombia. People come here for many other things, or with worse intentions, but for me personally, it was the closest city with a very good reputation as far as tourist safety, overall safety. I wanted to go to Mexico, but about 80% of Mexico is pretty damn unsafe for gringos. So, but tourists are very common here. So I didn't have a single issue. Nobody ever even messed with me, looked at me wrong, nothing. And a couple Americans I met, I even met a couple who lived 15 minutes from my house in Florida, and they said I chose a really, really great place to come. So I'm glad this is what I chose. And yeah, I've got a couple other vlogs of when I first got here, but spent a lot of time just learning and blending in. Next time, I think I will have the confidence to record a lot more. So thanks for keeping up with my journey, and I'll see you next time.